Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Iya Nasir Habib. Peace be upon you in the mercy of Allah and His sanctification, O beloved people. Al-Yawm Sabt. That means today is the seventh day, the Sabbath. Shabbat Shalom or Shalom. Yeah, today is the day in which Saturn's energy is accentuated. Which is interesting because Saturn is retrograde in Aries, conjunct Neptune, which is also retrograde in Aries. This is a very key and important time. I probably need to do a whole video on that, but for now, we're just talking about Saturn's energy for the day. Saturn being in Aries, retrograde, which means its energy is moving backwards through the zodiac. Some people will say, oh, well, that's apparent. No, it's actually moving backwards in the zodiac. That's what's happening in the sky. But, yeah, that means it's time for a rethink or redress, right? Reanalysis of structure and limitations in your life. So, the energy goes from Saturn to Mars in Virgo, from Mars in Virgo to Mercury in Leo, from Mercury to Leo to Sun in Cancer, from Sun to Cancer to Moon in Taurus, from Moon to Taurus, from Moon in Taurus to Venus in Gemini, and from Venus in Gemini it goes to Mercury in Leo again, and then it starts over the cycle of Mercury Leo, Sun Cancer, Moon Taurus, Venus Gemini, and it gets caught back up in the Venus, Mercury, Sun, Moon cycle of yesterday. But the energy of Saturn continues to come up, so Saturn and Mars are featured in this day. Thus, Saturn is the planet of restriction and structure. Aries is the planet of leadership. The sign of leadership, excuse me. Of leadership. So, structure, restriction. How are you being a leader when it comes to structure and restriction? And I'll give myself as an example, right? I revamp my work schedule so that it's stricter on me. Right? And I keep to a certain structure where it was kind of all over the place prior to today, yesterday really. But yeah, so I'm becoming a leader, right? Or not becoming, I'm leading myself in a different structure, right? Which causes what? Mars to be activated. Mars in what? Virgo. So Mars is in Virgo, so it's meticulous action, right? Paying attention to the details, right? Another thing is I came up with a budget for myself, what I'm going to do and how I'm going to spend it. Because the ultimate goal is to get back into nature. Society is collapsing. It already collapsed. It's just, we're already done so. It's like I told my nephew, and sometimes I tell other people, I tell them, in the Bible and in the Quran, it speaks of the blowing of the trumpets. And that's supposed to be it. Everything's supposed to just get destroyed after that. People have been saying they've been hearing loud booms in New York or whatever. Ancient Babylon, where I'm from. I'm in Assyria right now, upper Assyria. The so-called South Carolina region where the Moors came and the Sephardi, Huguenot, refugee Moors from Spain, part of my ancestry, right? They came and founded this colony, and the proof is all in it. You got a moon, crescent moon as a flag, with the palm tree that looks to be in a 5-point star. Assemblage. You don't get more Islamic than that. In fact, South Carolina cessation flag is the turkey flag. Don't believe me, just look it up. And also look up South Carolina Turks. But that's Moorish history. We're going to do that later. That was on a tangent. So let's get back to what we were talking about before. I'm going to tie it all in together. So, Saturn came up with a budget. And, you know, today is Saturday, so I fast on Saturdays. Just water. That's it. Right? Begin to align yourself with the structure of the day or the planet of the day. Right? Because if you don't have calendars, you need to become your own internal calendar. It's serious because it's Saturn, and Saturn is seriousness. Right? It rules over Capricorn, which is sternness, seriousness. And it's in Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is exalted in Saturn's sign of rulership, which is Capricorn. Go figure. So with that, now I've become more meticulous in how I'm circulating my money, investing my money, the funds, right? These fiat notes, that's actually just numbers on a screen now. So money is literally numerology now. That's it. So with that being said, Mars in Virgo, almost lost my train of thought. Mars in Virgo, aid, right? Aid yourself, aid others. Why? How? By being meticulous. Why? Because Mercury rules Mars. Mercury is in Leo. Lofty thoughts, right? Attentive thoughts. Pay attention to what you're thinking, right? So I'm paying attention to what I'm thinking because what I'm thinking will determine whether I stay on the path of being disciplined with my resources in a leadership way that's eventually going to go back to an extrasensory way, because Saturn's going to go back. Saturn and Neptune are going to go back into Pisces, and there's going to be some restructuring and reanalysis of your extrasensory perception, your sleep codes, right? Your dreams, right? So start dream journaling if you want to make best of that energy. And get a dream interpretation book or look online. Forward. Mars, Mercury, then from Mercury to Sun. Remember? Anticipation of the purpose. What's the anticipation of the purpose? Right? Or the purposeful anticipation. What is that? For me, Moon in Taurus, its exalted sign, right? Giving you time explaining it slow so you can think about it. Moon in Taurus, its exalted sign, or it's a sign of exaltation, meaning where the moon is most powerful. It's in Taurus. Taurus is sensual. The five senses. Where are your five senses at their highest, or in their heights? In nature. Period. And then what happens from there? Venus takes over, because Venus rules the moon, because it rules Taurus, and Venus is in Gemini. So now you become more mentally versatile. So the more time you actually spend outside in nature or observing nature, you know, doing grounding and hugging trees and sun gazing and listening to the birds, you know, listening to the animals, the beasts, call it wildlife, other biology, other biological creatures, right? To get used to acclimate your senses to what's around you and living like that, which goes back to what? Mercury and Leo, lofty purpose, keeping your mind on what's most important, which is your connection to the Most High, which cycles right back down to the purpose of anticipation. So there we go. Saturn, Mars, Mercury, Sun, Moon, Venus, Venus, Mercury, Sun, Moon, Venus. That's the energy. And I'm going to start doing the cycle charts, the cycle of energy charts. Because I did it on the Uranus enters Gemini video on YouTube. Still up. Go check it out. Edify your mind. I'm going to, take the time to do a lot more in-depth videos like that. And really, really break it down for those who... you can't break free of the matrix, but what you can do is you can use it, right? Use it before it abuses you. You can use it to create your own Tawgut, your own simulation, your own matrix, your own illusion. Because this is all an illusion. Snapchat comes, it's all over anyway. It might all be over already. We're just on borrowed time. I mean, technically it is already over. It's already been decided. But, we could all just be ghosts right now. Just getting up. Just going about our day. Like the guy that got, I guess, basically like massacred. Some Slavic guy, he got massacred. But they said, allegedly, that he got up, went about his day, made breakfast, and all the rest of that. Then he's already transitioned out of here. He's already gone. But he did that. Man was on zombie time. So, all of us are really on zombie time. Allegedly. So, just think of that. What if you're already gone, but you're getting up every day as if you're not? Right? That's the Uranus and Neptune and Saturn sextile, 60 degrees to 66 degrees, give or take, forward or backwards, connection. Watch out for Yellowstone, which is Sodom and Gomorrah. The animals leave for a reason. Well, they are animals and we are animals in the sense that we breathe, animus, breath. They're beasts. We're not beasts. We're man. And then, if you're not Moorish, then you're mankind or human. Yes, there's a difference. And we'll get into that on another video. But yeah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Iyahan nasi al-habib. Wada'an.